Please be seated. Good morning. Good morning, students, families, friends, and honored guests. Welcome to this special occasion. Trustees, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, graduating candidates, and members of the Lawrence Technological University, it is with immense pride and joy that I officially open the 97th commencement exercises for Lawrence Technological University. Today, we gather here on Lawrence Tech's beautiful campus to celebrate the achievements of our graduating class. At the same time, we are joined virtually by thousands of viewers from across the nation and around the world. To our global audience, welcome, and thank you for sharing this momentous day with us. To our graduates, this is your day. A day you have worked tirelessly for, through challenges and triumphs, determination and growth. Today marks the culmination of your hard work, and we could not be prouder of you. Congratulations on this truly remarkable achievements. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Jim Jolly, Associate Provost, who will guide us through today's ceremony. Please join me in giving him a warm welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Soap. At this time, please rise and join in singing our national anthem presented by LTU's Pet Band. Please be seated. Thank you, Director Chase and band members, for that wonderful rendition and for the music prior to the procession. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our platform party by their position within the university. Will the platform party please stand when your position is called upon and take your seat then afterwards? The Board of Trustees, please stand. The deans, honored guests, officers of the university, and all the members of the faculty as well are here in the assembly. Please stand to be recognized momentarily. Thank you all for your service. We're gathered here today to recognize the class of 2024 in front of family and friends. We are so proud of you for accomplishing this great life-changing endeavor. I would like to recognize our graduating veterans and all other members of the armed forces, active or retired at this time. Those graduates who are veterans or in active duty are identified by wearing a red, white, and blue honor pin. Would all active military personnel, reservists, and veterans in the class of 2024 and the audience please stand? We are grateful for your service. Thank you. The Senior Class Gift campaign, led by the Student Philanthropy Council, gives graduates the opportunity to have a legacy by making a gift to their fellow students. We're grateful that so many are paying it forward to future students. Thank you. Many of these student donors can be recognized by the royal blue and light blue philanthropy cord that they are wearing to signal their participation. And now I would like to ask Dr. Tarek Soap, President of Lawrence Technological University, to return to the podium and to share his message with the class of 2024. Thank you.
Today, we are proud to welcome the members of the class of 2024 as prestigious Lawrence Tech alumni. Other alumni have gone on to make a remarkable difference in their industries and in the world. You, too, will do the same. It is clear the world you face today has many challenges. However, as you know from your studies, great challenges create unforeseen opportunities. Previous LTU alumni have made significant contributions to creating a better future. Alumni have been involved in the space program, advances in energy, re-envisioning aircraft and automobiles, and designing our infrastructure and other aspects of the built environment. LTU alumni have also led remarkable advancements in computing and developed many consumer products that we all use every day. As a testament to the theory and practice, hands-on interdisciplinary education LTU offers, many are engaged as entrepreneurs in the startup and leadership of successful new businesses. Today, you too join this distinguished group of alumni. When you selected LTU as the stepping stone for your future, you took into consideration many of our respected attributes. Lawrence Tech is one of only 13 private, technological, comprehensive doctoral universities in the United States, out of more than 6,000 institutions of higher learning. That puts us in a rarefied position, one that is recognized by numerous studies and rankings. PayScale lists Lawrence Tech amongst the nation's top 11% of universities for highest alumni salaries. Forbes and the Wall Street Journal rank LTU amongst the nation's top 10%. US News and World Report lists us as a best value school, as well as one of the top performers on social mobility and in the top tier of best in the Midwest universities. We are ranked amongst the top 100 colleges and universities in America for our return on tuition investments and the salary of graduates. The prestigious Brookings Institution reports that LTU is the 5th highest college amongst our peers across the entire country in providing the value-added attributes that enhance alumni earning power and career success. Furthermore, LTU continues to enjoy the highest average starting salary upon graduation among all universities in the state of Michigan, in addition to virtually 100% placement success for our graduates. Your hard work, coupled with Lawrence Tech's experiential learning approach and industry-savvy faculty, prepared you, our graduates, for achievement in our competitive world. Congratulations, graduates. Today marks the beginning of a journey where your dreams meet boundless possibilities. Knowledge and values you've cultivated here. Hold your head high, for you have achieved greatness, and the future is yours to shape. Go forth boldly and make the world better, brighter, and uniquely yours. Congratulations again. We are very proud of you. Job well done.
Author and speaker Emily Smith uses literature, philosophy, and psychology to help others uncover their purpose in life. A graduate of Dartmouth College, she holds a master's in applied positive psychology from the University of Pennsylvania and is a clinical doctoral candidate at Catholic University. She served as an instructor in positive psychology at the University of Pennsylvania and has had articles and essays published in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the Atlantic, and other publications. She's also a reporter for the Aspen Institute's Weave Project, telling stories of individuals working to build the social fabric. Her best-selling book, The Power of Meaning, combines the latest research in philosophy, psychology, and neuroscience to help others live happier lives. Smith uses the 4 fundamental pillars of transcendence: purpose, narrative, and belongingness to inspire others to live with purpose. Please join me in welcoming Emily Smith to the stage.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, President Saub. It is such an honor to be here with all of you today, the graduating class of 2024, faculty, family, friends, on this momentous occasion. I remember when I was graduating from college, sitting where you guys are sitting, and hoping and thinking that life would be a straight line path ahead of me, predictable, certain. And what I've found, of course, is that as you step into the world, life is not a straight path. It's full of twists and turns, of moments of uncertainty, doubt, clarity, joy, pain. And what I want to propose today to you, to the class of 2024, is that as you walk that path, that the search for meaning in your lives, meaning and purpose, be the compass, your North Star that leads you forward. I came to this topic of meaning as a graduate student in positive psychology, where positive psychology, for those who might not know, is the study of well-being, of what makes us, what is it that we need in our lives to lead a good life, a happy life. And what I learned in the research in positive psychology really surprised me. So if you think about our culture, Western culture more generally, we're told constantly that a good life is a happy life, and that if we pursue happiness through the pursuit of experiences and possessions and achievements, that our lives will be fulfilling and wonderful, that we'll thrive. But it turns out that when we value happiness the way that our culture encourages us to do, we actually end up feeling unhappy and lonely. This is what the research shows. And so as a student of, happiness, of the research on happiness, this really surprised me. And the other piece of research that really surprised me was this. If you take the long view of history, it's never been a better time to be alive than it is today. Over the decades and centuries, the level of violence, the percentage likelihood that you'll die from a violent death, from illness, from disease, has dramatically decreased. More people live in societies where they enjoy basic human rights. And some economists predict that within our lifetime, poverty will be virtually eliminated. And yet, despite all of this goodness, despite these objective wins in our history, more people also report feeling helpless, depressed, and alone. There's this emptiness, this rising tide of despair that has gripped people, especially people in your generation. And when psychologists, sociologists, economists crunch the numbers trying to understand what is predicting this rising tide of despair, what they find is that it's not a lack of happiness in people's lives that's making people miserable. It's a lack of meaning. So let me take a second to define happiness and meaning, because I've been using them, of course, so far. So happiness, the way that it's defined within the research and our culture, throughout much of the history of philosophy by psychologists, is a positive mental and emotional state. If you feel good, you're happy. If you feel bad, you're unhappy. And it's fleeting, so it comes and goes. Meaning, though, is different. Meaning is about fulfillment. It's about connecting and contributing to something beyond yourself, whether it's your family, the work that you do, a sense of the sacred, God, some spiritual, ultimate kind of cause. And it comes from giving of ourselves to the world and to others. And what we know now about meaning and the search for meaning is that, some people, so of course you can have both happiness and meaning in your lives, but some people are more oriented and motivated by the search for meaning, while others are more oriented and motivated by the pursuit of happiness. And it's those in the first category who put the search for meaning as their North Star that do much better in school if they're students, are more productive and satisfied in their work if they're professionals. They're much more likely to be resilient in the face of adversity, trauma, and tragedy. And I think this really struck me when I first came across this particular piece of research. Facing the end of their lives, facing death, they are much more at peace with the fact that they'll die than those who don't have a sense of meaning in life. And so all of this made me wonder, how do we lead meaningful lives? Is it something that we each have to figure out on our own, or are there certain principles that we can all rely upon to find meaning in our lives? And so this led me on a journey of research and discovery where I read through thousands of pages of research, literature, philosophy, anything that I could get my hands on to understand this question of meaning and how people are finding meaning in their lives. And I also interviewed many, many people from around the world about their own stories. And what I ultimately found is that meaning is something that's within all of us and accessible to all of us, and that it comes from certain pillars that we can have in our lives. And so today I'll focus on 3 of those pillars, the pillars of meaning. I'll tell you what they are, and then I'll dive more deeply into each of them. So the first pillar is belonging, those relationships and communities that define our lives. The second is purpose, so whatever it is that kind of motivates us and gets us out of bed in the morning, the why of our existence. And then storytelling, the narrative that we craft about our lives. In research, when people tell psychologists that their lives are meaningful, it's because 3 conditions have been satisfied. 1, they believe their lives are significant and have worth in some way. 2, they believe their lives have a sense of direction. And then finally, they believe their lives are coherent, make sense. And so these pillars of meaning all help us achieve meaning in those ways. So starting with belonging, I think we all probably know that relationships are important to a good life, to well-being, but belonging is really about a specific type of relationship, one in which you feel valued for who you are intrinsically, and where you value the other person for who they are intrinsically. And this, recognition of the intrinsic worth of others is a really important factor in belonging, because a lot of people are in relationships or part of communities where they are valued for what they look like, what they achieve, the amount of money they make. In the case of certain gangs and cults, for who they hate, and not for who they are. So true belonging springs from this place of connectedness and generosity towards the other person, a place of love, I would say. And the thing that really surprised me in my research was that it lives in moments. It's something that we can actually cultivate with anybody. It's not like some relationships have belonging and other relationships don't. We can build this pillar. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this. So my friend Jonathan is an entrepreneur living in New York City, in Manhattan, and every morning he has this routine where he goes and he buys a newspaper from the same vendor in New York. In New York City, you know, if you've been there, you'll know that there are these little kind of shacks that are set up along the road selling newspapers and coffee and things like that. And so Jonathan and the vendor every day, you know, have this exchange of money for goods. It's, you know, something that could be very transactional. But that's not how it goes for them. They both take a moment to acknowledge one another, to ask one another about their lives, to treat each other basically like human beings. And they both walk away from that encounter feeling elevated, feeling like they've been seen by another person. Well, one time when Jonathan went to go buy a newspaper, and this was, you know, several years ago before the days of Apple Pay, he realized that he didn't have the right amount of change, of cash, to pay the vendor. And the vendor couldn't break the change for him. So Jonathan went to a corner store and bought something that he didn't need, like a pack of gum, in order to make the change. And this was after the vendor said to him, you know what, don't worry about it. This time the paper's on me. But Jonathan didn't feel comfortable with that, so he went somewhere to get some change. And when he came back and when he offered the money to the vendor drew back. He was hurt. He had been trying to do something kind for Jonathan to kind of elevate their relationship, to create belonging between them. But Jonathan had rejected that bid for affiliation and connection. And when Jonathan told me this story, it really touched me. And I think it's because we all do things like this all the time without realizing it. I know I do. So, you know, my husband might be talking to me and I'll be distracted with something on my phone. I'll walk by somebody I know in my neighborhood and barely acknowledge them because I'm so in my own head. And what we know from the research is that even these little moments of rejection and kind of isolation not only make other people, the ones whom we've kind of inadvertently rejected, feel like their lives are less meaningful, but also like our own lives are less meaningful. And so there's something really powerful about feeling like you matter to others and feeling like you matter in general. Well, even, you know, the next time Jonathan saw the vendor, he'd recognized this kind of breach in their connection. And so he came and he brought the vendor a cup of tea as a way to say, I'm sorry, and I do consider us friends. And the two of them, you know, continue to share this moment of connectedness every morning. So even though this is a pillar that can be knocked down without us realizing it, it can also be built back up. The second pillar is purpose. And purpose and meaning are terms that get used interchangeably, but they're different. So purpose, the way psychologists define it, is a goal or a value that orients your life, so kind of organizes everything that you do, or most of the things that you do, and involves making a contribution to others. In our culture, there's this sense that you have to find your capital P purpose or have a capital C calling in order to have purpose in your lives. But that's not what the research shows, and it's not what I have found. Purpose comes in all shapes and sizes. Sure, your purpose could be to develop some amazing technology that helps end cancer or addresses some of the world's most serious problems, and that's wonderful if that is. But your purpose can also be being a good friend, raising your children if you choose to have kids one day, I spoke to a hospital cleaner who worked at a hospital nearby here, actually, and she had been part of a bigger study on finding purpose at work, and she told me that her purpose wasn't cleaning out bedpans or mopping the floors. It was healing sick people. So she connected what she did, those tasks that maybe don't seem as super glamorous or full of purpose, to something bigger, and that endowed her work with a sense of purpose. And so purpose isn't something that we have to search for underneath rocks, turning over all the rocks until we find our purpose. It's a mindset that we can adopt. It's a reason to get out of bed in the morning. It's the why that guides us. The final pillar that I'll discuss today is storytelling. And what is storytelling? So we're surrounded by stories, right? Like there's the, things that we stream on television, the articles that we read in publications, the stories that we share with one another over meals. But the way I'm talking about storytelling, it's more about the story that you tell yourself, about who you are, where you came from, where you're going, and why your life is the way that you have made it out to be. And I think this pillar, when I talk to people about it, can really surprise people because we don't always realize that we are the authors of our own stories and therefore have the power to edit them, to change them, to interpret our experiences in new ways. If you think about your life, you're probably not thinking about it as a timeline of every single thing that happened to you that led to this moment. You probably have turning points, like high points, low points that you incorporate into the story, things that you leave out that you probably don't even remember, but your mind has kind of, sifted and sorted them out. And so what this means is that, we have the power to write our own stories and to tell our own stories. And this has a powerful influence on our meaning in life. So let me tell you a story to illustrate this. One of the people I interviewed for my book was a young man named Emeka. And Emeka was, your age. He was a part of a semi-professional football team in Oklahoma. And, he thought his life was great. He was this great athlete. He really thought he was going places. The girls loved him. But one day during a game, he was hit and sustained a catastrophic injury that left him paralyzed from the neck down. And so after this, Emeka, in the weeks and months, in the hospital and rehab, was, of course, devastated. And he was telling himself the following story about his life. My life was great when I was playing football, but then this terrible thing happened, and now, look at me. I can't walk. My parents are taking care of me, and that feels embarrassing to me. Who's going to want to marry me? What sort of job am I going to be able to have? My life is basically over. And people who tell stories like that, which psychologists call contamination stories, stories that go from good, so my life was great, to bad, now everything is awful, tend to be more anxious and depressed and to believe that their lives are less meaningful. And that was Emeka for a while. But in time, he started to tell a different story. And his new story went like this. He said, yes, my life was great in a lot of ways while I was playing football, but I was also, pretty self-involved, pretty selfish, cared more about partying and being kind of the star of the team than about, other people and my own sense of purpose. But my injury, he realized, and he said to himself, has made me realize that I can be a better man. And that slight edit to his story, the fact that the injury didn't ruin his life necessarily, but kind of was a turning point that created opportunity for a different version of himself, that edit to his story ended up changing his life. So after he started telling that story to himself, he decided to enroll in college, and he received a degree in counseling, and now serves in the public school district where he lives in Tulsa as a counselor and mentor to young people like him, who were like he was years ago. So storytelling. So we all have this power to change our story, to interpret it in new ways. And sure, you can, go to a therapist, talk to mentors, seek out spiritual counseling in order to do this. But as I saw from Emika's example, you can also just do it on your own by reflecting on your life in a deep and intentional way. This might mean that we have to kind of embrace those difficult experiences, because oftentimes it was the hardest moments of our lives that shape us most profoundly. But through that process of reflection, we end up finding the good, that wisdom, or what psychologists call a redemption, a redemptive story that ultimately leads us to feel like our lives have meaning. So belonging, purpose, and storytelling, these pillars of meaning. When I was young, I thought that finding meaning in life, living a meaningful life, was this kind of epic journey that I had to go on. I had to kind of, go to the top of the mountain, symbolically speaking, or, find that capital P purpose that would change the world. But now I see that meaning is within each of us and at our fingertips in ways that we realize and may not realize. It's, these acts of kindness towards others. It's, framing the things that we do as giving to the world or to others in some way. It's realizing that even, the task of doing chores or the paperwork or whatever serves some larger purpose. It's telling our stories in ways that are redemptive. And all of these things on their own, they might seem small, but when you add them together to create a life, they can light up the world. Congratulations again to the class of 2024. I wish you all the best of luck and a meaningful life.
Thank you, Emily, for your inspirational speech. At this time, I would like to have our provost, Dr. Heist, come forward to acknowledge the candidates. Dr. Heist.
Thank you, Jim. Mr. President, I wish to present to you and our trustees and officers of the Academy the fall class of 2024. Will all of the graduates please rise? Now. Please. We find that the candidates listed in the printed program have completed, or will have completed in the near future, the requirements for graduation. It is therefore the recommendation of the faculty of the university that the degree appropriate to the program completed to be conferred upon each of these students.
Thank you, Dr. Heist. Now I welcome Dr. Soap to the podium to confer the degrees. Dr. Soap.
Honored graduates, the education you have received at Lawrence Tech is valuable to you, your family, and the world. It will help shape your future in a variety of ways, as our esteemed speaker has mentioned. You met the challenges that our faculty set forth for you, and you have triumphed on the path of academic achievement. Today and always, you have earned our admiration and esteem. Therefore, as the president of Lawrence Technological University, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the great state of Michigan, the Board of Trustees, and on behalf of the faculty and administration of this university, I hereby confer upon you the degrees appropriate to the programs you have completed. At this time, you may all turn your tassel to the left side of the cap. Congratulations.
We ask the guests of the graduates to remain seated and please defer your applause until the diplomas have been given within each college as indicated in the program. I now call upon Dr. Heist in his role as provost to recognize our doctoral candidates. Dr. Heist.
Please be seated. I now ask the interim dean, Dean Mirmarani of the College of Engineering, to join me here at the podium to recognize our doctoral candidate from the College of Engineering. Dean Mirmarani. Oh, here you are.
Will the doctoral candidates in the College of Engineering please rise and come forward? Is coming.
Lee Nelson Gaither. Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering. Mr. Gaither has worked closely with his academic advisor, Dr. Chris Riedel, who is escorting Mr. Gaither on stage today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Keith Riedel.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Well done.
I now welcome Professor Carl Daubman, Dean of the College of Architecture and Design, to come forward.
At this time, I, along with the faculty of the College of Architecture and Design, wish to recognize candidates in the College of Architecture and Design. Candidates, when your degree is called, please rise and remain standing. Master of Architecture. Bachelor of Fine Arts in Game Design. Bachelor of Fine Arts in Architecture. Bachelor of Science in Industrial Design, Bachelor of Science in Interior Design. Graduates, please return to your seats when your row is ready to proceed to the stage. You may stand back up to leave the aisle. Please sit back down once you've returned to your seat. Also, we're having a small reception for the graduates in the college afterwards, so please join us. Faculty marshals, you may now bring the candidates forward.
Cum laude, Isabel Rose DeWitt. With distinction, Michael Francis Tier II. Ploy Rastanavanit Pong. Zara Aldaf. Brent Austin Matthews. Jalen Jones. Francisco Diaz. Joseph Michael Nepa. Jasena Caitlin Jarvis with distinction.
I now call Dr. Patrick Nelson, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, to come forward. Dr. Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. Jolly. At this time, I, along with the amazing faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences, wish to recognize the candidates in the College of Arts and Sciences. Candidates, when your degree is called, please stand and remain standing. Masters of Science in Computer Science, Bachelors of Arts in Media Communication, Bachelors of Science in Computer Science, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Associate of Arts in Media, Arts and Production, and Associate of Science in General Studies. Graduates, please return to your seats, and when your faculty marshals bring you up, please stand up and come up. When you go back, please sit back down. Thank you.
Summa cum laude, Paul Joseph Brown II. Harita Aku Tota. Pooja Rani Mugli. Akhil Kanu Muri. Sunil Kumar Kodi. Saif Muhammad. Sriram Rampelli. Jainath Reddy Kuntachinola. Magna cum laude, Liam Brian Stanley McEvoy. McKenna D. White. Ali Al-Zurufi. Kiara India Brown. Magna cum laude, Amelia Grace Faulkner. Cum laude, Griffin Blake Davies. Christian Manye Hall. Magna cum laude, Jonathan Dervin. Curtis LaRue Maxwell. Ranjith Bilakanti. Ranadeep Reddy Pingili. Sai Bhargav Manchina. Rushikesh Reddy Tadisina. Shravani Ganga Raju. Vaipul Prajapati. Harsh Vishram Ekambe. Ashish Rameshbai Deraya. Diane Sobania. Cole Jordan Smith. Sumaya Sana Sida. Dananjay Sunil Bugakankar. Suleiman Ali Saif Mir.
I now call Dr. Matthew Cole, Dean of the College of Business and Information Technology, to come forward.
Thank you, Jim. At this time, I, along with the faculty of the College of Business and Information Technology, wish to recognize the candidates in the College of Business and Information Technology. Candidates, when your degree program is called, please rise and remain standing. Master of Business Administration, Master of Science in Business Data Analytics, Master of Science in Information Technology, Master of Science in Operations Management, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration Finance, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration General Business, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration Marketing, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, and Graduate Certificate in Project Management. Graduates, please return to your seats, and when your row is ready to proceed to the stage, you may stand back up to leave the aisle. And then please sit back down once you have returned to your seat. Faculty marshals, you may now bring the candidates forward.
Harshavardhan Paratala. Summa cum laude, Bryston G. Hedden. Hemant Reddy Wintha. Narendra Donikina. Pooja Reddy Rapaka. Sai Pavan Nagula. Abdul Naeem Mohammed. Nader Ayuli. Val Amaral dos Santos. Nurin Fatima. Vishwa Jitendra Patel. Pavan Sandeep Paravada. Kirthana Maha Lingam. Bhagya Shri Agravaram Saravama. Manikanta Bandreddy. Venkata Sudhir Kumar Reddy Pokala. Ajaz Ahmed Khan. Teresa Grace DiMaggio. Reese Allen Still. Tomas Enrique Rerara Bustillo. Alvaro Gurrea. Michael Alexander Williams. Shamar Antonio Matthews. Mauricio Cameron Jenkins. Joshua Aker. Victoria Dejon Smith.
I now call Dr. Maj Dean Murmurani, Interim Dean of the College of Engineering, to come forward.
At this time, I, along with the faculty of the College of Engineering, wish to recognize candidates in the College of Engineering. Candidates, when your degree program is called, please rise and remain standing. Master of Construction Engineering Management, Master of Engineering Management, Master of Science in Architectural Engineering, Master of Science in Artificial Intelligence, Master of Science in Automotive Engineering, Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Master of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Master of Science in Engineering Quality, Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Master of Science in Mechatronics Systems Engineering, Master of Science in Mechatronics and Robotic Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Audio Engineering Technology, Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Construction Engineering Technology and Management, Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Embedded Software Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Robotics Engineering, Graduate Certificate in Integrated Project Delivery, Graduate Certificate in Lean Six Sigma, Graduate Certificate in Structural Engineering. Graduates, please return to your seats. When your row is ready to proceed to the stage, you may stand back up and leave the aisle. Please sit back down once you have returned to your seat. Faculty marshals, you may now bring the candidates forward.
Summa cum laude, Nicole Marie Perauzik. Stephen Barabash. Stephen Chang. Durga Prasad Bongru. Nikun Chandrakant Gedia. Ahmed Mohammed Maktoum. Abdul Rahman Nadim Saeed, pardon me. Fad Mohammed Namatullah Mujahid. Kevin Joseph Stennett. Auni Sami. Faris Farhad Al-Otebi. Jacob Owens Wilson. Clover Brandt. Katrina Ann Plascon, cum laude. Magna cum laude, Caitlin Marie Thompson. Shri Sai Anvesh Benapali. Sai Harshit Reddy Padveli. Mohammed Kazir Ali Ansari. Satvik Reddy Mula. Art B. Patel. Vamshi Krishna Nandimala. Sai Teja Bogarapu. Bradley Michael Raymond. Mohammed Higab. Arif Hussein Sheikh. Thank you. Acer Owaid. Ehab Al-Jazwari. Lucas Adams. Prashant Chakra. Sagar Gopalakrishnan. Magna cum laude, Logan Simmons. Magna cum laude, Jared Thomas Pemberton. Cum laude, Casey Everett Simelli. Pavan Kumar Kota. Arun Kumar Tadikonda. Mohit Reddy Kandlapudi. Mohammed Noman Ahmed. Seema Velaru. Sai Shrikar Garantla.
Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Ganesh Joshi. Danus Chandlapata. Uday Kumar. Abhishek Shah. Venkata Saimanikanta Surabatini. Magna cum laude, Rana Almaradi. Nicole Olivia Balik. Cum laude, Shane Percival. Kevin Gialoretti. Cum laude, Ethan Robert Flannery. Summa cum laude, Garrett Michael Sample. Summa cum laude, Keith Allen Nemasek. Cum laude, Jacob Culligan King. Magna cum laude, Austin John Thomas. Magna cum laude, Noah Polterick. Vincent Banks. Magna cum laude, Cody Allen Sims. Elijah Samuel Nemir. Kai C. Wong. Cum laude, Luis Antonio Pacheco. Magna cum laude, Mike Hamder. Cum laude, Justin Patrick Kozlowski. Richard Keith Allison, Jr. Tyler Joseph Elliott. Chase Allen Smith. Bhairani Shamugananda. Saud Alazmi. Abdurrahman Al-Muteri. Okay. Mohammed Hadi Alanezi. Samuel R. Heinz. Halid Saleh Alotebi. Said Saud Al-Muteri. Nasir Al-Ajmi. Hassan Al-Samari. Fahad Al-Otebi. Mahmoud Hafiz Kafaji. Sami. Cum laude, Caden Embry. Brandon Ashley. Brendan, I apologize. Jonathan Hopkins. Joseph A. Esmail. Magna cum laude, Derek Hu Dat Trin.
At this time, I would like to welcome Ms. Lisa Kuyawa, Vice President for Enrollment Management, to come forward.
Candidates, at this time, I, along with the faculty of the College of Specs at LTU, wish to recognize the candidates in the Specs at LTU program. Candidates, when your degree program is called, please rise and remain standing. Certificate in Broadcast Media Arts, Certificate in Digital Media Arts, Certificate in Graphic Design. Faculty marshals, you may now bring the candidates forward.
Sean L. Davis. Ashley Messinio. Christopher E. Rice.
Congratulations, graduates, on your achievement and your many accomplishments here at Lawrence Tech. Now, on behalf of our Vice President for Philanthropy and Alumni Engagement, I would like to introduce Brooke Timlin, who completed her Bachelor of Science degree in Psychology here at Lawrence Tech in 2019. Brooke serves as a director of the LTU Alumni Association Board. After completing her degree at Lawrence Tech, she went on to receive a Master's of Social Work and is currently a social worker with the Redford Union Schools. Brooke?
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, graduates. It's great to be here to celebrate your achievement. Be proud of what you have achieved, and even prouder of what is yet to come. Although it seems like a chapter of your life is ending, you will soon discover that commencement does not mean end, but rather to begin or start. It is a verb meaning to begin or start, and you will actively begin a new phase in your life as an LTU alumni. As you prepare to take on the world, there are just a few things I want you to remember. First, remember where it all began, when you first visited Lawrence Tech. Second, remember the times you wanted to give up, but you didn't because you are a true blue devil. And most importantly, remember those who supported you, your family, faculty, and your friends. Finally, welcome to the LTU Alumni Association, where membership is free, so make sure to stay in touch. Attend an event, come to a game, volunteer, stay involved. Remember where it all started. I hope to see you on campus again soon. Speaking of seeing you, watch your email for your personalized video of your special moment today. We hope you will always remember and celebrate your achievement. I can't wait to see where the future takes you. Congratulations.
And now, the President of Lawrence Technological University, Dr. Tarek Soap.
Thank you, Jim. In closing, let me again emphasize how important family and friends of our graduates have been in supporting our students during their academic careers. Would family and friends please rise so we can acknowledge these great supporters? Please rise. Thank you. Please have a seat. We also need to recognize another group of dedicated individuals who have played critical roles in the academic growth and success of our graduating class. Please join me in acknowledging the Lawrence Tech faculty and staff. Please rise, faculty and staff. Thank you. Please have a seat. Thank you. We were all put on this earth for a reason. Education and experience help refine our skills and define ourselves. You have had challenges during your time here at Lawrence Tech, and you have risen to the challenge and become stronger and wiser. You now will carry that strength and wisdom with you wherever you go. In your college life, you demonstrated hard work, integrity, ambition, and courage. These attributes will serve you well in the days and years ahead. As former Secretary General of the UN and Nobel Peace Prize recipient Kofi Annan once said, "Knowledge is power, information is liberating, education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family." We know that you are poised for progress. Indeed, many of you already have made differences to society through your internships and co-ops, and are walking into the future with jobs in hands. We look forward to charting your progress as you become integral global citizens of the world. Please continue to participate in the life of your university, your alma mater. LTU is your second family, and as many thought leaders have noted, we are stronger when we work together. LTU future students will benefit from your wisdom and leadership. You have learned interdisciplinary and technological concepts that will prepare you for your future careers and allow you to see how diverse concepts can be connected. This foundation will lead you down different roads of discovery. You have started on your journey to making the future better for yourselves, your families, your communities, and the world at large. This is your moment. Congratulations to all of you.
This concludes our program in celebration of commencement. Good luck and best wishes for continued success in all that you do. All audience members are asked to remain seated until our platform party, the faculty, and the students have left the field house. Then please go outside to link up with your graduate and enjoy this day and show your appreciation for them, our campus, and each other. Thank you very much.